LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up politics. Trump on the money. Republicans eye a $250 bill with his face. Right-wing media reports the Trump administration is considering a $250 bill with Donald Trump's face on it, breaking with the U.S. tradition of only honoring the deceased on paper money. U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach called the Daily Caller, quote, "When Trump appointed me to the job, I told him I wanted to do a $250 bill with his picture on the 250th birthday celebration." Democrats moved to block living presidents on currency, but Republicans control Congress. Well, if we know Trump is a narcissist. We know many of the people in the administration are. It's disgusting. I cannot think of anybody in relatively recent history, I'm talking about the last few hundred years, doing that. But what a smack in the face of our country, 250 years celebrating I'm old enough to remember the bicentennial. I was a kid. But to put yourself in that position and think it's okay, it's disgusting.
Yeah, on the other hand, it is a brilliant monument for the absurd inflation and the cost of living crisis that we're having. That's the $100. Ben Franklin is no longer enough, that we must now have $250 bills just to make ends meet. Bigger the denomination, the more runaway. I mean, no one remember, Germany in the 1930s, runaway inflation,
that was a slightly different situation that led to the inflation, Bobby. But on this one, there is the issue of who uses paper cash? I know some people seriously use paper cash, but Trump is always behind on the times, and putting your name on your face on paper, I feel is pathetic.
All that orange ink, my God.
I know, but at the same time, this came from the Daily Caller, which is not a very trustworthy outlet. When I was at Media Matters, you knew you were finally a true researcher who'd been there for a decent amount of time, truly past your trial period. When the Daily Caller did it, made fun of you in an article. That's when you knew it, because it's a crap rag. It's just a crap rag. But also, the idea that we should be putting him on any money like this is absurd. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But knowing the Democrats, they will block it by putting Ronald Reagan on the $250 bill.
And look how well his name has been on the Kennedy Center and what it's done for the audiences there.
That's a national monument. That is stealing. You're going to get me on a whole tangent. I'm going to shut up now.
Larry, take us out.
Okay, well, that is an LGBTQ 1 Minute News story. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.